Hello and welcome to Odoo Experience 2020. Today we will be talking about preparing supply chain management after COVID and how Odoo can help in bouncing up the unprecedented situation. My name is Chirag and I have got 8 years worth of experience working as an ERP consultant in IT industry, helping various companies automating their business process through business technology by finding ways to help them an uplifting experience. After working with big branded ERPs like SAP, Oracle, and few customized software, I joined Odoo Partners as a business development manager back 2019. What I am good at and the reason why I am here is getting the right people, businesses, and great ideas together. I am not good on details. That's why I work with Randhir.
Hello.
Mr. Randhir, who is the co-founder and partner at Carrot IT, an official Odoo partner company based out in Gandhinagar, India. He is passionate about ERP technologies and tools, actively working in the domain since decades. During this journey, got a chance to interact and enhance the various business logic and digitize it. He has carried out many implementation extensively in the domain of manufacturing and supply chain. We would love to hear if you have any questions. Please feel free to send it through our email or by tweet. You can also reach us through Skype for further questions. Few more channels flashing out on the screen where we can connect with each other. We will be answering questions at the end of the session, but if we don't get your questions during today's session, don't worry. We'll be sure to follow up afterwards. So, without getting delayed, let's get started. The episode 2 COVID-19 has impacted various industries, but not at the same level. Though it is very difficult to predict the exact consequences caused by the pandemic. Here are some major challenges which is identified at a very basic level, which are materials, supply shortages of raw materials or finished goods routed through logistical hubs in impacted areas. Labor, white and blue collar labor may not be available due to quarantine guidelines or illnesses. Sourcing. Due to travel restriction, the ability to discover, qualify, and certify new businesses or programs and to transact business is limited. Logistic, of course. Established hubs and supply network may experience limitations in capacity and availability so that even materials are available, they would be stuck elsewhere. Finding alternative routes and means of transportation will become very difficult. Consumers. Consumers may be more cautious in their purchasing habits due to fears about being in the public and potential exposure to the virus. Many may turn to online sales, challenging logistic network. Let's understand this in more detail from my colleague Randhir.
Okay. Just let me change the screen. Yeah. Uh, okay. So as Chirag said, the emergency created by the COVID-19 has a simulated innovation, creativity, and novel way of structuring task, organization, and system. Keeping that in mind, we will be address three crucial questions which in the mind of the every supply chain management evangelist. So first, let me look at the screen. Like to sort of the supply base, companies need to think differently about risk. So there is a certain risk dimensions. What was the yesterday? As supply chain have they already some challenges, and due to COVID, there are the more challenges added on the base. Like that, risk area, supplier base, depth of analysis. So yesterday kind of challenges was there like information security, regulatory, commodity prices, and now some more added like that country and geopolitical, business continuity and disaster recovery, financial viability, reputation like that. So you can look at the screen. So Continuously, challenges are increasing in the supply chain industry. So, apart from that, three challenges we want to discuss today, or we can say majorly we are focusing on three problem statement today is that what's next after pandemic, how supply chain operate in the new normal, and how Odoo can facilitate the changes. So let's we start with the first one. As the pandemic rips through the world, shattering global healthcare system and economy, it will be interesting to see what's the future hold for businesses, especially the one in the supply chain industry. In this particular session, we want to ensure our audience we will be get a bird's eye view on the trends and patterns that's shaping the supply chain across the globe, evaluating how we can best use newly gained insight into the process improvements that lead to more sustainable and efficient operations post-COVID-19. So, how to operate in new normal, or what is the best starting point? That's question in the mind of the many executives and leaders today. I think there is no easy or straight answer for these questions, but I would like to address it through some fundamental principles. So at least relatively right start can be made. I think it's the right moment to go beyond the limits and know more about shiny disco like words like automation, AI, machine learning, robotics, and actually understand the dynamic behind the stage of the scene and enhance the performance of the enterprise. Let me make it more simple by a small example, and I think all of us heard it. Might be it is in different way. There was a old woman. One day she was searching something outside her house in the open yard. Neighbor asked her what she is looking for here. She replied, her ring is lost, so she is searching it. Again, neighbor asked where she is lost. So she replied, I lost inside my house. So neighbor was a bit curious and again asked, if you lost inside your house, why you are looking in the outside house in the yard? She replied, there is a dark. What she replied? She replied, there is a dark. Exactly the same way. Find the right balance starting point and put right efforts. It brings the light inside. Now, what is the interference of light here? I think you get it right. It's the data. So as we see, with the put light inside the house, we can get the actual starting point with the managing the proper data. Now, what's the way out for the that? So there has been a certain layer of cost-saving potential hidden inside the enterprise ecosystem. May it's ignored so far due to the certain reasons, but now time to cultivate the processes and system to utilize in the better way. Like by using the procurement spend optimized strategies, purchase costs should be reduced to 8 to 12 percentage and 2 to 4 percentage additional saving on the delivery. Uh, the second, I think screen is changed. Okay. Same way, right lean IT infrastructure choices can free up 20 to 30 percentage cost saving to the balance IT architecture. Another key information is a data. By we have strong analytics and can easily track in which part of the business need the right or more focus. I can say manual capture data is not being a capture at all or is not giving any right information. So we have to digitize our data. So that all are the very fundamental principles I can say where we have to put the lights to find our lost ring or I can say right metric in the supply chains. We discussed that what are the starting point, what is the way out. Now let's discuss how. What are the right tools and software which will be helpful to come out. So for that, I suggest open source ERP Odoo because there are the seamless advantages. but few I will be discussed today. It's a open source as you can see on the screen, so which is the crucial for the any enterprise ecosystem. It has the integrated scalability, one suite of the complete business management solutions, flexible pricing models like pay only for what actually we using or the number of users using the system. Customization without much technical knowledge. Anybody can customize this according to the requirement using the greater tool Odoo providing like Odoo Studio. Seamless integration possibility can easily integrate it with any third-party modules like shipping solutions, payment gateways, e-commerce stores, and in the version 14, Odoo already comes with the like greatest inbuilt integration like Office 36, Google Calendar, etc. So why Odoo is the right fit for the modern supply chains or logistic industries? So there is no point in searching for totally different solutions when you can use what you have or you can say what already know. So you don't need to for groundbreaking to be a successful. Choose the right ERP solutions, Odoo for the your supply chain management. Now, why Odoo is the right fit for the modern supply chain management or the logistic industry? Yeah. So you can see list of the features or list of the benefits which Odoo providing for the supply chain. So let me see some of them like double entry system. So double entry system is based of keeping record of the every transaction in two accounts. The whole system is structured around that fact. The sum of the two accounts must have the same value. Integrated solutions with the complete suite like procurement, sales, inventory, quality, billing, and fleet management. Group and automated the reportings of your all business operations in order to localize the problem the fastest possible manner. The reporting in the real time the status of the complete warehouse. Microprocesses set up all the location in detail to fix the problem faster. The more put detail in your processes, more it will be easy to understand it flow. Just having a more detailed supply chain, you have been able to simplify problem detection and find a solution in second. Analyze the key destination and optimize your routes. Optimizing your inventory processes also improving your customer satisfaction by analyzing the destination or to choose the best route for the products which actually save the time of the cost and delivery. At least but not last feature I would like to discuss is the KPI and reporting. Get the statistic of your purchase, deliveries, analyze, forecast, and efficient plan your orders. That all are the make or to make a best choice for the modern supply chains in new normal. So we have discussed here the couple of the benefits. So I would like to showcase some of that in the live Odoo screen. So you might have the better idea that how Odoo easy to use. So let me switch my screen here. So first we showcase the double entry system. So in the inventory, whenever you can look at the any stock move or the product move, there is always two entries are there according to the whatever the products move from one location to another location, like virtual location to inventory adjustment to stock. Each and every transactions have the two entries in the system we can form. Second, I said integrated solutions. So Odoo is not comes with the one solutions called like just the inventory or the warehouse. It's a complete suite like sales included, there is a purchase included, there is a manufacturing, accounting, payroll. For the one enterprise or for one business, whatever the complete suite needed that Odoo have in the one applications. Then after, as I said, group and automate the reporting. So when we can discuss the any reporting in the Odoo, like let me show you here the warehouse analysis report. So we have the great flexibility and feasibility to group by to filter out like I here I can group by the like no different kind of the measurement Also, I can filter it like that. See here, company wise, by back order, by operation type, partner. And it is not only for this warehouse reporting. Any reports you can see in the Odoo, either it's procurement, either it's delivery, or either it's be a manufacturing. Each and every reporting or each and every view, we have the group by and filter options available, and it's very easy to fetch the particular information which we need for the daily operations. Then after, as I said, the microprocesses. So Odoo can provide the facility to configure the various locations according to the need. We can configure the various warehouses with the multi-company or the multi-routing. All the functionalities are available. And said we have the great KPI and reporting. So you can see the inventory reports, you can see the forecast inventory report. So these all are the KPIs and reporting help us to make our daily operations in the supply chains very easy and in the user friendly way. So that's all about the Odoo, how it's facilitating the Odoo. And now I will be delivered my colleague Chirag for the third point. We want to discuss how Odoo can facilitate the changes.
Yeah. So, how Odoo can facilitate the change and how we make an impact to our customers. We will discuss two interesting case studies that help you to understand our team manages to keep our clients' operations up and running during the lockdown. First, we had one of our customers in the garment industry streamline their supply chain, which were hugely impacted by government restrictions. In a very short span of time, we have implemented the Odoo warehouse system, which ensures quick and reliable operations in supply chain management. Then, another challenge we faced was to train the employees who are working from home. Odoo quickly adjusted to their new needs with acceleration supply chain activity and expedited shipments. Since we are monitoring their progress and provide guidance from time to time as the circumstances changes. The feedback we got was outstanding. Due to this, we achieved 95% on-time delivery with a tolerance of 30 minutes to the scheduled time and maintained since then. As rightly said, innovation is the key, and integrated software like Odoo, which is simpler, transparent, and flexible, help us to build more agile networks. Secondly, we had a customer who wants to accelerate the onboarding and due diligence process while cost control and standardize the procedural variants. What we did was to build a consolidated portal view across multiple disparate systems, which helped to shorten cycle time and eliminate bottlenecks. New insights from clear data resulting in faster onboarding of suppliers and cost savings. With the power of data and analytics, we improved supplier relationships, leverage the capabilities of Odoo in onboarding, screening, and monitoring supplies while having the lowest supply chain disruption. So, briefly, we discuss how customers benefited by using Odoo during unexpected situation arises due to pandemic. I thank you all for attending the session and hope it added value to your knowledge. This brings us to the end of this session and would love to hear your feedback or any other questions you might have. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining this talk today. My name is Otto, I'm coming live from Grand Rosier. I'm joined of course by our speakers Randir and Chirag today to answer all your questions. So please don't hesitate to write any doubts that you may have issuing from this talk. We'll be happy to address those today. All right, so thank you so much for joining. First question here we have from Gamma Harta. Is SCM a separate module and how does it integrate between companies?
Yeah, Chira, go ahead.
Yeah, for SCM, we have already developed the process. Okay, there is some different module we have developed, and we already have shown you the two case studies which we already given to our clients, and it's running very well, and we have a very positive results for that. So we do have that as a separate solution.
Mostly as we using there the like no standard Odoo's inventory procurement, and also there is a like no we have the kind of the did work on the specific the warehousing location, set up the proper routing and so on. So up to 80 to 90% we can say we use the out of box Odoo standards, and kind of small things we did for the client as per the client requirement for the small customization there.
All right, thank you for answering that question. So yeah, the next questions comes from me, and I'm a bit curious if you could tell me more about the challenge that supply chains are facing today, and how can a digital supply chain help address those kind of issues? Did you catch that, Randir and Chirag? Should I repeat?
Chirag, I think your voice is lost.
Today is, I got your question. Today is very much different than from 4 months ago. We are seeing a very unstable supply of raw material, intermediate as well as finished products, as manufacturing and borders shut down and start to reopen. At the start of pandemic, we saw a lot of volatile demand for vital commodities such as bread, milk, eggs, hand sanitizer, and toilet paper. Of course, they were not in the shoes, or if they were at marked up prices and available in limited quantities. At the same time, nobody was buying luxury products or discretionary items, and their demand dropped off. Volatile demand, whether that's increased or decreased demand, is a supply chain challenge as of I can sense it out. We also had constraints regarding logistic capacity and the actual workforce being able to go to work. Even as the facilities begins to open, it's in different world where the health and safety of everyone in the supply chain are top of the mind of companies. This translates to a reduced number of employees in a factory or a warehouse maybe, and more money spent to install plexiglass shields to separate workers. Both of these challenges can be addressed with the digital supply chain, which we have already did with the help of Odoo, which can provide you the visibility and data to make informed decision, and make a digital win over that.
All right, thank you, Chirag. So yeah, maybe we can talk a bit more about digital twins. How can they help companies mitigate risk to products and brands, as well as employees during these unprecedented times?
Yeah, let's start by defining digital twins, which is a digital representation of a physical thing on an area or a process might be. It could be a digital twin of a piece of equipment, a production line, or an entire factory. It could be a twin for your supply chain. The key is having visibility through a digital representation at your fingertips, right? What we are seeing is, as the cost of sensors continue to come down, it is more affordable to put intelligence into everything. And once we start getting smart products and assets throughout the supply chain, then you can get what we call a digital thread of that product throughout its life cycle, all the way from the time it's designed through manufacturing, through usage and customers, through ultimately the decommission of that project in a sustainable environment. This could improve lots of things across the design to operate the processes. You can improve performance engineering and visibility at any point of time. And a digital win can also drive new business model, improve customer service as well.
All right, perfect. So I see we have a question here from Ricardo asking about barcode reader transactions. Is there anything new? I'm guessing you're referring to the version 14, Ricardo, or is it specific for this talk? Maybe you could write a comment there. But if you're interested in that, I think we have many talks about the new features in the inventory management. So I would recommend attending one of those talks. All right. So yeah, another question for you again, Chirag. Maybe you can tell me what steps a company needs to take actually to become a digital supply chain. How do you actually get there? How can you get that implemented in your company?
Yeah, there are three different things to focus on, starting with putting the customer at the center of the business, which is very, very much talk of the town nowadays. Customer-centric business process were valuable, pre-pandemic, critical during the pandemic, and it will be a differentiator post-pandemic, what I feel and what I have researched up till now. As the situation has highlighted, if you don't have an accurate view of actual demand, all other processes across the supply chain are working based on bad information. As consumers, we have focused less on luxury items and more on necessities, which has caused a very volatile demand picture. We have thought less about personalized product and more about personal safety, which in turns means we care less about great shopping experience and more about a great delivery experience to our front door. And we're not thinking in terms of one day delivery, but more about delivery as promising. But forward thinking companies know that post pandemic, we will again see the rise in the personalization of goods. These companies will continue designing, manufacturing, and delivering products in a more sustainable manner, ultimately becoming more customer centric. The next part is to ensure visibility across the network, which is very important nowadays. This is critical because the today's business, most companies focus on their core competencies and outsource the rest. We rely on a network of suppliers, logistics, service providers, contract manufacturers, and other trading partners. Having the right information in the hands of the right people at the right time and at the right level of detail is, I think, the key to respond to shifting conditions, minimizing the risk, and identifying the new opportunities across. This requires data from processes, people, trading partners, products, and maybe the assets to deliver an integrated end-to-end digital win of your supply chain network,
Okay.
which I was
Chirag,
talking.
I'm sorry, I need to stop you, cut you off there. I'm really sorry. But we will extend this chat in GC Meet so you can continue answering the
No
last
problem.
question we have from Garta. All right, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
And thank you for your questions as well, dear viewers. Have a great Odoo experience.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.